Today is September 4th, 2019. I'm wanting to do a quick garden update, and I've been planting some garlic and in two places, and I've covered them with wood chips. So we'll see. So I'm very excited about that because the garlic will grow all winter long, and then in the spring of next year I'll be harvesting garlic. And so the thing about growing garlic is that you feel like you're growing something in the winter, and well, I guess you are. And the cold will help split the garlic and give you a lot of nice cloves. And so I encourage everyone to be thinking about growing some garlic. You can just get some store-bought garlic and break it apart and plant it and watch it grow. You want it about 6 inches apart, and that should give enough room for its roots to spread out. And you want to make sure you have your soil with a lot of organics, a lot of some fertilizer on it, nitrogen and phosphorus, and it should do pretty good. Okay, doing a quick garden update. We're back here in the secret garden in the faith garden area. I guess we can call it the secret faith garden now. It's all become one. I don't know if you can see, but there's two pumpkins right here. There's one there, and there's actually one underneath this leaf. You have to get a different angle. But there's two pumpkins right there. I think I've counted about 6 pumpkins starting, and I have figured out that the like this flower here, see how long it is? That would be a male flower. The females are very short, and they're back on the vine. But you don't see a lot of female flowers. Very few, it seems. And the male flowers are all over the place. So we can see the watermelon is coming out into the grass. I don't know if these vines will produce watermelons this late in the year, but we'll see. But the pumpkins are supposedly right on schedule. In the next couple of months, they should be forming. Here's a nice one we can watch progress. Look at this one. You see that one? That one's really easy to see. But they blend so well in, I have a lot of trouble finding the pumpkin starts. But there's another one right there. Can you see that one? And I just saw one starting, itty bitty, right there. There's an itty bitty one starting there. And there's a pumpkin right in there behind those leaves. So I don't know how many other pumpkins there are, but it's really hard to find them. Now when they turn orange, I'll be able to find them easier. Hopefully. So here's the basil. I just want to show you the root production. Look at that. These are just some little clippings. These are ready to be put into soil. I want to just show you what the tomato seeds look like after you dry them. Now, I soaked these. I just let them stand in water for maybe 3 or 4 days. And then I washed them and then I let them dry out. And you can see these, that one there with the layer on top. That's been standing for 2 days now, and I may let it stand another day, but you can see how that one's ready to be washed off and put out to dry. So this is what they look like. I've been saving seeds pretty much from all my tomato plants, and that one there, there's a small layer on top. This one actually, this is only 2 days, so I'm letting it go another day. But I'm just putting them in here, right here. This one I just washed off You see how it's on that, just a lid. I'm using just lids from different things and drying off seeds. So this is the backyard garden. You can see that these butternut squashes, those vines at the top still haven't dried out. They're still green. So I haven't picked any of my butternut squash. And here's that little banana pepper there. They're doing fair. They're small. Uh-oh. That is, look at that. Those are all squash bugs. Oh, I've got to come out and kill them. That's the first time I've seen that colony. Here's a nice butternut squash, and you can see how they're attacking the butternut squash vine. So that's not good, but anyway, it's late in the year. Now I've picked not a lot today, but there are a few cucumbers, and there's a couple hanging there, but you can see how the cucumber vines are really, I guess there's been a little bit of cold weather in the evenings, and of course the bugs are attacking them like crazy. But you can see it won't be long before I'm not getting cucumbers. But I pickled a ton. I have lots of thoughts on pickling since I've been doing so much of it. But look, if you can remember how small those were last week, now they're a little bit larger. Soon I'll be picking them, I guess. And you can see how this watermelon vine is all. I guess I could pull it up, because look, there's not anything good happening with that watermelon vine. I did get 2 very nice watermelon off it though, and I'm still eating on one of them. Wait a second. No, I think I ate them both up. I'm eating on a front yard watermelon. Look at this. Here's a cantaloupe. This is a interesting cantaloupe. It's a smooth skin. It's starting to turn, but there. I've had some of my cantaloupe, at least 2 of them split, actually 3 or 4. Now 2 of them were split so bad that I just buried them. And again, this is September 4th, garden update. I'm always amazed how these tomatoes grow so large and cover up my garden area. And I spread the tomatoes out more this year than last year, but I'm still getting a mass. Now I've been getting a lot of the Brandywine pink tomatoes ripening the second batch of tomatoes, and I've got so many cherry tomatoes all over the place. If I move these vines, you'll see them back in there, at least I see them. Been giving away hundreds of cherry tomatoes. And can you see those? Those, well, they may be other than Brandywine. But anyway, I have a number of tomatoes growing, and it's prolific. Now, I did go after this peach tree. Look at that. I really cut it back. I mulched all of that. I mean, I chipped it yesterday. So here, let me show you. This is what's left of yesterday. This was green. Now it's turning here. So that's going to be making nice mulch for the garden. And that apple tree over there, I cut it back too. And the peach tree right there. And in that bed right there, I planted garlic, yes, a couple days ago. Now the only thing I haven't put on the bed is some ashes. I meant to put it on top of before I put on the wood chips, but I forgot. But I got a container of wood ashes that I'm going to sprinkle over the top also. So this is what things are looking like now. You can see the pole beans are producing quite a bit. And the cucumbers, you can see they're starting to, even though there's flowers on the cucumbers, you can see that the leaves are turning yellow. And a lot of that I think is due to the cooler temperatures. And who knows, maybe I'll get those watermelon and cantaloupe there to produce. Here, let's walk through. You can see these cucumbers are really dying back. You can see the spots on the leaves. September 4th. A lot of it has to do with insects. A lot of it has to do with the cold, I think. Now this one is actually rotten. I should have buried it. Oh well. So I had these beautiful vines, but I didn't get much off of them. Most of them went bad, except for the cucumbers. I did get a lot of cucumbers. Now if you start looking closer, every day I come out and, pick whatever looking big. So I'll get a couple of handfuls of, oh, there's a web here. These guys don't want me going through. You can see. But I'll get a handful or so of things in here. You can see it's kind of difficult to go through at this point. So what I do is I go through the maze. You can see I'm getting some tomatoes. This is the first tomatoes from this bush. And look, that is from a garlic that was left. So I really have to dig that up and spread them out. I meant to do that a couple days ago. You can see the basil's doing great. The okra is astounding. I'm talking about height-wise, but you see, this is about the perfect size for an okra. Maybe even a little bit smaller. You can get them bigger, but the main thing is you want them young and tender, because they'll go woody on you real quick. And here, man, they act like they're going to produce more cucumbers. Now there is a cucumber right there. Can you see it? Can you see that cucumber? So that one's ready to pick. Let's go ahead and pick it. It's a nice one. So I'll get a few cucumbers. There's one over there. But look, it looks really, how much longer I'll be getting cucumbers, I wonder. But the flowers on the cucumbers really make me wonder. But then the leaves, look how the leaves are turning yellow. So they can't produce when they're like that. And I still have that watermelon there to, if you guys remembered, I planted borage. Now, there should be blue flowers on this, but I don't see. Let's get through here. Oh, that's a nice okra. Needs to get picked. But look, you see this stem right here? It's still solid green. So I'm not going to pick that watermelon for a bit. I mean, I don't think it's going to be red inside, even though it sure looks like it is. Now I went ahead and picked that one and that one. The one on the ground, it was partially red. It was nice though, even though it wasn't as red as it should be. The stem had gone brown. You know, those the closest. Here, you see these holders that they have both gone brown, and I went ahead and picked them. But this one, again, you can see this one is not dried out. That means it's supposed to still be gone. So I don't know what to make of that. So there's still some tomatoes in here, and I am giving tomatoes away right now to friends and stuff. I'm not canning tomatoes this year. I've used all my jars for pickles, and oh boy, I have pickles, and I love it. I'm going to be eating pickles for a long time and giving them away. And I've had a few nice comments. Now, you can see I actually did plant those onion bulbs, and I thought because it was the cool of the year they may start growing again. So we'll see. But the garlic is coming up. Now this is interesting. You see that? That's 4 corn stalks. Now it seems too late in the year for those to actually produce. But what I need to do is spread them out. I need to dig them up and spread them out and see what happens. But look, you see this? That it looks so. Now I think I picked 8 cucumbers yesterday off of these, right in here. So I may not find a lot. That one looks bad. That's not good. Oh, here. Can you see these two? That one's definitely ready to be picked, and so is that one. Look at that. So even though it's late in the year, I'm still getting some nice cucumbers, and some of the kids just go crazy after cucumbers. I was giving some to my nephew yesterday, and his little girls were going crazy. So that's kind of neat. Now look. You see that watermelon? Now, most of the, oh, you see that squash bug? Right there? So that's the biggest problem, is that the squash bugs are killing everything. Even though that's a small watermelon, I'm wanting to pick it because of the bugs. And I've had all my watermelon in this patch rot on me, which there's probably a good reason, but I hate it. So I got a few little watermelon. We'll see. But it's so late in the year for watermelon, they like hot weather. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this update. Been doing a lot of pickling, and that's been great. I think I may need to do a separate video on just my thoughts on pickling. But anyway, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of information out there, and I think I did post a whole bunch of links on one of my videos, the last one or two, of different people pickling and their ideas on pickling. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed this update. Love you guys. Bye bye.